There are certain circumstances and choices that are naturally best within mankind's life. We do not have the power to choose the nation we want to belong to, the parents and family we wish to have, as well as the color of our skin. Whilst young people in other countries have gained the exposure to explore and use the resources at hand to be more creative and innovative, others do not have such an opportunity. I understand the plight of the young African citizen because I am facing similar challenges as they are. But I would like to challenge my fellow African youths that there are things we do that add more bruises to the scars in our hearts. The youth of the Western country makes curiosity and discovery their hallmark, whilst the average African youth does not. During the COVID-19 pandemic, most Western youngsters were trying to figure out why and what caused the pandemic. But in most African countries, the youth were praying to God for an intervention so that the pandemic can vanish. God answers prayers backed with action, not a prayer with passiveness. Whilst the youth of most Western countries are involved in inductive thinking, most African youth are involved in abductive thinking. Most of the youth of most Western countries do not accept facts and information as they are. They indulge in much research and read a lot of materials to gain in-depth knowledge about an issue or why certain phenomena happens. This gives them an upper hand over us. They are able to draw tangible conclusions and observe issues critically to bring on board solutions. Whilst the African youth accepts information as they are and conceptualize them without clearly researching or investigating to check whether the information at hand is concrete, accurate, as well as useful in the process of solving problems. We are always fed with an incomplete knowledge, which hinders our ability to go through issues critically to discover and find solutions to problems. Some religious leaders have made money from the unemployed, underemployed, less privileged, and struggling youths because of our inability to seek for the truth and learn certain things by ourselves. All of a sudden, most African countries are filled with prophets who prophesy the future of young people and accuse innocent people of being the cause of the youngsters' predicaments. Let us not accept the fact that we were born to be recipients of others' knowledge without verifying and investigating. The Western youths are not easily convinced by politicians. They are not easily convinced by instant gratification. Oftentimes, the youngsters who do not have insightful minds in most Western countries do not even kowtow to politicians because of their money, ethnicity, or promises. They thoroughly go through the policies the politicians have and check if they are insightful and have the tendency of solving their problems. While the African youth, on the other hand, is easily lured with temporary things such as money, provisions, cloth, and myopic promises. Oftentimes, the most educated who ought to enlighten the less educated are the ones who easily fall prey and indulge in all sorts of violence. If the helper to the blind person is blind, who will lead the other person to their destinations? Generations who become powerful are the ones who leverage on the era's discovery to solve existing problems. The youth of most Western countries leverage on technology to produce mind-blowing inventions, Whilst most African youth consume the content others have created with the little resources they have, many a times, people use the little money at hand to buy bundles in watching content created by other Western countries without learning anything significant to better their lives. As African youths, we may not have all the needed support, resources, and the push, but a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. I have taken it upon myself to take leap steps in empowering my journey towards the growth of developments. Though I don't have enough resources or the supports, but it is up to me and you to take a step so that we can contribute our quota to the society. Arise and shine, the youth of African countries. Our circumstances might be worse, but our resilience and quest to be valuable people with open mind will help us get the right opportunities so that we can solve problems and be successful at the end. Let us not be guided by instant gratification. Let us look forward to the future of our unborn generation as well as those coming before us. The youth has a say, and we can take upon ourselves to do the right thing. There are African youths who are trying to be impactful. If they have, we can also be. As Martin Luther King Jr. said, "If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward." We have to keep moving forward. We have a greater responsibility. We can better our lives. Let us not let our circumstance deter or devour us from taking leap steps. I do not have all the resources, neither do I have the support, but it is time to arise. I am a victim of this situation, and as I speak, I have taken my nuggets, and I hope Africans too have taken their nuggets. We can be better than this. Let us start with a little at hand, and a greater future awaits us. Thank you.